Have you ever wondered why the world always seems to pause when Taeyong's name is mentioned? Why, even in his silence, his presence feels louder than anyone else's? Let me ask you something personal. What does Taeyong mean to you? Because by the end of this story, you'll see him in a way you've never seen before. You'll understand why HYBE is quietly building their biggest project around him, and why he's not just an idol, but a once-in-a-generation artist. And before we dive in, if Taeyong has ever touched your heart, hit that subscribe button. Stay close because this is a journey you and I will take together. The silence before the storm. The silence felt heavy, didn't it? When Taeyong stepped into the military, it felt like the world slowed down. The photos stopped, the lives stopped, the spontaneous laughter we were used to seeing, gone. Fans around the world clung to every little glimpse, every memory, as though they were protecting a piece of their own heart. But silence can be deceiving. While the world thought things were quiet, behind HYBE's walls something else was happening, something no one was talking about. You see, HYBE doesn't allow silence to just exist. They use it. They turn waiting into anticipation, and anticipation into explosion. And for Taeyong, the silence is not absence, it's preparation. The vision being built. What if I told you HYBE is building a vision for Taeyong so massive, it could reshape his entire career? Think about this. He's not just being set up for a comeback. He's being positioned as the centerpiece of HYBE's global expansion, the figure who can move across borders, industries, and hearts without even trying. This is not only about music. This is about identity. Fashion houses already orbit around him. Remember Paris. When he appeared for Celine, the city didn't just notice him, it stopped. The streets outside were filled with fans chanting his name louder than the music inside. Even editors whispered. He doesn't walk into a room. He owns it. And HYBE, they noticed. They know the brand Taeyong can live in music, fashion, film, even art. They're carefully crafting something bigger than a solo album. They're crafting a global icon. Why Taeyong? Why him? Out of all stars, why does HYBE see him as the one? Because Taeyong is different. Always has been. When he first debuted, people called him mysterious, even hard to read. But then came the voice. That deep, soulful voice that carried pain, elegance, and beauty all at once. Songs like Singularity weren't just music, they were experiences. They left listeners with goosebumps. Then came Sweet Night, written for Itaewon Class. A song that climbed to #1 in countries he never even promoted in. A simple, heartfelt gift to fans became one of the most globally successful OSTs ever released. Taeyong's magic is that he doesn't chase attention. Attention chases him, and HYBE knows that. The weight he carries. But being the center of attention isn't easy. Behind the glamour there's pressure. The kind of pressure most people could never survive. Fans expect perfection. Critics wait for mistakes. The world demands that he never falters. Imagine carrying that weight on your shoulders. At such a young age, with millions watching, every smile, every step, every note analyzed. But Taeyong carries it differently. He turns pain into poetry, expectations into art, burdens into beauty. And isn't that why we love him? Because even when the world feels heavy, he shows us that grace can exist under pressure. HYBE's secret play. Here's where things get interesting. HYBE has always worked with strategy. But with Taeyong it feels like they're holding something back. A bigger card. Secret play. Think about it. His solo debut wasn't rushed. It was sculpted. His appearances at luxury events weren't random. They were calculated moves to cement his image in fashion and art. Even now, while he serves in the military, HYBE hasn't stopped. They've been quietly building partnerships, preparing campaigns, aligning projects, all waiting for his return. And here's the truth. HYBE doesn't just see Taeyong as BTS's V. They see him as their global bridge. The one who can connect Korea to the world, music to fashion, art to emotion. This isn't hype, just the fans' unstoppable power. But none of it would matter without the fans. Without you. Because let's be honest, Taeyong's strength has always been his connection to his fans. You're the ones who made Layover trend endlessly. You're the ones who pushed Sweet Night to the top of iTunes in more countries than anyone thought possible. You're the ones who turned his airport walks into global news. HYBE may design the blueprint, but fans are the heartbeat. And Taeyong knows it. Every time he speaks, every time he shares his art, he makes it clear. It's not just for him. It's for the people who stayed, who loved, who believed. The return that will shake the world. Now imagine this moment with me. The silence breaks. Teaser drops. Just 1 second of his voice. One flash of his face. The world freezes. Social media crashes. News outlets scramble. Fans cry. Some laugh. Some fall to their knees in shock. Old fans return. New fans are born. And HYBE knows. This won't just be another comeback. It will be a cultural reset. Because Taeyong's return won't be about reclaiming the spotlight. It will be about owning it. And Taeyong is the king. The human side of Taeyong. But maybe the most powerful part of all this is that while the world waits, Taeyong is simply living as Kim Taeyong. Right now, away from cameras, he's serving like any other young man in Korea. No special treatment, no flashing lights, just him, grounded, humble, human. And maybe that's why his return will feel so powerful. Because when he comes back, it won't just be as V of BTS. It will be as someone who has grown, matured, lived. Someone stronger, wiser, and ready to tell new stories through his art. Question for you. So I want to ask you again. What will Taeyong's return mean to you? Will it be joy, relief, a reminder of why you fell in love with him in the first place? Or maybe it will be the realization that he's not just an idol. He's proof that authenticity, humility, and soul can still shine in a world obsessed with perfection. The ending you'll remember. Taeyong's journey is not ending. It's just beginning. HYBE is preparing. The fans are waiting. And the world is watching. One day soon the silence will break. And when it does, Taeyong won't just return. He will rise higher than anyone imagined. And you'll be here to witness it. You'll remember the waiting, the longing, the belief. Because this story is not just his, it's ours. And the most beautiful chapters are still unwritten. If this story touched you, if Taeyong holds a piece of your heart, subscribe now. Share this video with someone who needs to remember why we wait, why we love, why we believe. Because when Taeyong finally returns, we won't just celebrate an idol. We'll celebrate a soul who changed us. And we'll be able to say, I was here. I never stopped believing.